Animals were not kept apart from daily life in medieval England. They were woven into it. They provided food, labor, materials, and security, shaping routines from morning to night. Raising animals was not a specialized activity. It was something almost everyone understood, because life depended on it. Most households kept at least a few animals. Chickens were common, providing eggs and occasional meat. Pigs were especially valued because they could eat scraps, forage in woodland, and grow quickly. A pig represented stored food on 4 legs. Sheep were kept for wool long before they were kept for meat, and cattle were more valuable alive than slaughtered. Milk, butter, cheese, manure, and labor mattered more than beef. Animals were assets measured over years, not meals planned for the week. Animals often lived close to people, sometimes under the same roof. Animals produced warmth, could be protected from theft, and were easier to watch in bad weather. At night, the sounds of breathing, shifting, and movement were familiar and reassuring. Silence could be more worrying than noise. Feeding animals required constant attention. Grass alone was rarely enough, especially in winter. Grain was precious and rarely wasted on animals unless absolutely necessary. In poor years, animals competed with people for food, and difficult decisions were made about which animals could be kept and which had to be sold or slaughtered. Oxen pulled plows slowly but reliably. Horses were faster but more expensive to feed and maintain. Donkeys and smaller animals carried loads where carts could not go. Farming followed the endurance of animals as much as the strength of people. Care was basic but attentive. People noticed injuries, changes in behavior, and signs of illness quickly, because losing an animal could mean losing a season's work or a family's food supply. Folk knowledge guided treatment, rest, simple salves, warmth, and patience were often the only options. A cow, a horse, or a flock of sheep could be inherited, rented, or pledged. Animals were counted, recorded, and sometimes marked, not for bureaucracy, but for survival. Killing an animal was not casual. Meat had to be salted, smoked, or dried quickly. Nothing was wasted. Fat, bones, hides, and sinew all had uses. Slaughter days were intense, practical events, not celebrations. Animals also shaped the sensory world. The smells of wool, leather, manure, and feed were part of everyday life. They were signals that life was continuing as expected. Raising animals in medieval England was not romantic, but it was intimate. Animals were not separate from daily life. They were part of its structure.